do now is to add the UI to our viewport, right? To do that, we can just go on our player. So if you go to third-person blueprint, open up the third-person character. What you're gonna have to do is look for the begin play event. It's possible that you don't have it, because I think by default it's not showing up. So if you're looking for it, just right-click and type begin play, and you'll see it here. Yeah, all you need to do now is we want to create a new UI. Right? So right-click and look for create. Remember, a UI is actually a widget. Look for create widget. Here. Connect that on begin play. You have to select a class, right? And the class we want is the one we just created, called widget_HUD, or whatever name you just used. Can you guys hear me? The rain is pretty strong. It's pretty noisy.
Yep, it's all
right. Yeah, so begin play, you create a widget, choose the class to widget_HUD. And all we need to do after that is use the return value. So this is giving us the widget that we've just created here. You drag that and you search for add to viewport. Here. Select that. And that should be all you need, really. So compile this, save, give it a play, and see if we did it right. It looks like we did it right. If you look at the top left, you can see score 0, right? And now let's see if it actually triggers. Let's try to score. Yeah, you can see now the score gets updated to 1. All right, so that was pretty quick. Like, we've created a UI real, and all it took was a bit of binding to a property so that the score can always update by itself. We don't need to call any function every time that a score, every time that a goal is called, right? Because that's what's good about property binding, is that it updates by itself, more or less. You don't need to call anything. I'm terrible. Anyway, if you make this game, try and play with the physics settings of the ball so it's a bit easier to control. But you can see now I've got 3, so that's all good. So that's all working. Hope it's working for you as well. The blueprint for the player is in content third-person BP blueprints, third-person character. You can also just search in the content browser, but here you can just search for third-person character. Be here. And then, yeah, you have to look for event begin play. You connect a create widget with, remember to choose your class here, widget_HUD, and then connect the return value to add viewport, add to viewport. No. Good. So yeah, that's it. We've created a functional HUD that updates the score real time. Functional score tracked in our game mode. We've made a pretty crappy soccer game, but it works. So yeah, that's kind of like more or less the basics for any kind of very high level gameplay, gameplay mechanic. Does anyone have any question on that specific HUD one? No? Surprising. All right. So yeah, moving on. Like I said, this was only the basics. Almost out of time, sorry. That was only the basics, but there's a lot more to blueprints. Especially once you start getting into complicated mechanics like, making a custom character controller, especially if you're doing something that's not just third person walking around, or you start making weapons and stuff like that, then you're gonna have to look into much more advanced blueprint features. So please, if you have time, look into some of these. This can help you find at least a lead on what you're trying to do. And also these links over here. As usual, the official documentation has a lot of information and a lot of good stuff, especially on the best practices. It's a lot of like do's and don'ts with blueprints. It's really powerful, and powerful means can be dangerous if it's used wrong. So make sure you check that out. Oh, the keyboard shortcuts are over here. Was wondering. And I think last time someone was asking me about some good YouTube tutorials to look at. This guy is pretty good, Matthew Weinstein. He doesn't really do like tutorials on how to do a specific mechanic, but what I really like about his series is that he's got something called WTF is, and he does one for each node in Blueprint. So there's like thousands of nodes in, and this guy goes through every single node and explains how they work, how they should be used, what they do. Definitely check that out. So yeah, now you should have the basics. So go ahead and make cool stuff. I think you have what you need to do it.
See, thank you.
And unless there's any question, I'm going to stop here because I think Sam to talk to you guys about some stuff.
Nothing, I guess.
No. All right. Well, thanks, guys. And yeah, if you have any more advanced question or anything, just hit me on Discord.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers, guys.